Geeks, what's up? Welcome to another exciting episode of the GWW Capes Crew podcast. We're on episode number 149, and it's good to be back with all my peoples. I missed you all last week. I had some real life stuff going on, but I'm back, and I guess we'll say somewhat better than ever. And I'm excited because I got my right hand with me, as always, the one, the only Mr. Casey Walsh. Hey, buddy.
Wait, you said what up, huh? Damn it. That doesn't really bode well for me for a good intro. Let's think here. Geeks Assemble! Yeah.
There it is. Take it back old school. Let's start it how we started it back in the olden days. I'm good, man. I'm good. But got a little wild and crazy last night and got home very late. So
I know that Disneyland. It'll do that to you.
I did something cool in the Disneyland last night.
Do you want to tell us, or is it not safe for...
I do. If you guys want to hear about it, I want to tell you about it.
Well, hold on. Introduce our guest host first, and then we'll circle back.
All right. So it's cool. I love when we have a guest because we get like new blood and new exciting things to talk about on the show. So we are totally awesomely excited to be joined by the one and only Mr. Iggy Michniacki from Pnpublishingcom. Iggy, welcome to our humble little show. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing great, gentlemen, and it sounds like you guys are doing pretty well too.
We're doing snazzy, man. I am like checking out your wall that's behind you, and I see some very cool like comic art back there. I see a Captain America something or other, which Casey's a big fan of.
Yeah, we got
I got going on back there, man. Tell us.
I think I got Alex Ross, Captain America with Superman back to back, so that's a nice print. If you're a fan of Scott Pilgrim, there's a nice art piece about the cleaning lady coming on Monday, as well as a Ninja Turtle print set, so many other things too. Still filling out the wall there. And then plenty on the side wall, which you actually can't see, is a bunch of Aunt Lucha work too.
Oh, yes. Do I see a Ghostbusters ghost trap on your bed?
Yeah, actually, yes, you do. There's a T-shirt inside there too, so it's
You're
a Ghostbusters.
Such a nerd, Will. Oh, someone got their Geek Wheel box, I think.
There you go. That's exactly what it's from. So.
Very cool, man. So Iggy, I can also see you've got some very cool statues. Like I can't tell which statues are, but for those listening, what kind of statues you like to collect? Anything specific?
Oh, most of the stuff on the shelf behind me is Batman related. I think Batman's definitely.
Who's Batman?
Yeah, exactly, right?
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him. And I always feel guilty too because it feels like now, as weird as this is gonna sound, is that you always feel like when they're like, okay, who's your favorite comic character, and you want to reach somewhere out there that's like a far reach, but I always have to be okay. Yeah, it's the most obvious one. It's Batman, really, when you break it down. But mostly Batman back there. I got some Halo stuff around. I think over next to me a V for Vendetta dedicated shelf, some Matrix stuff.
Excellent.
All right, enough about you, Iggy. Will, back to your
Okay.
Hey, Iggy, have you met Casey?
I have now.
Very cool, man. I dig it. I dig the collection. I love it. I have a very expansive Marvel collection in my living room. I'm always like curious to see what other people collect.
The pop vinyl wall behind you.
That my wife let me. Yeah. The Wallow Pops, yes. I'm lucky that my wife let me put all my cool Marvel stuff in the living room when we moved in together. So.
There you go. That's important. That means it's gonna last.
Yes, it's good to have a geek supportive wife. Let that be a lesson to you geeks out there.
That's right.
There needs to be like a like a 20 question when you're going on a date for the first time. You'd be like, if I have a lot of collectibles, can I display them in the living room if we get married?
Boy. I'd love to see that pool of ladies.
Yeah, that first date question turn away a lot of people. Wait till the second or third date for that one, actually.
I'm sure they're gonna line up after seeing that questionnaire. Just fucking right out the door.
Well, see, I think you can wait till the second or third date if you're like in your early 20s. When you're like in your 30s, like me, and you're like, no, I got time to waste. I need to know right on the first date.
I'm out of time.
Yes.
Post that shit on Craigslist and wait for the fucking email shower, baby.
There you go.
Anyway.
Woohoo! Making it rain. Very cool, my friend.
Change the subject to your favorite superhero, so I know you're real. Right.
That's yes, Iron Man, go. We're gonna chit chat with you about PN Publishing in just a moment, but Apparently, Casey wants to hear Michael's.
I actually want to hear it too. I was actually appreciative of Casey cutting me off for that because I'm really interested too. There's been a lot of build-up.
Yes, I'm. Oh man.
What
I
you
feel
call
like I'm gonna
cheese in the biz, Iggy. That's why we're fucking
I feel like
internet
I'm gonna-
stars.
I'm
The
gonna feel like I'm
25th leading comic book podcast on fucking
Yes.
Stitcher.
I feel like after all that build-up, it's gonna be a letdown, guys. Come on. You guys are gonna be like, "That's what you did? That's lame." It's gonna be just
if
like
it doesn't
your
involve
first.
hookers and cocaine, Will, we're already fucking on a loss. So
Hey,
Better
I
start
did
high.
see hookers. I did see hookers on the way home from this place.
okay,
So I've got one already. I got a point there.
let's check.
So Iggy, real quick, where do you hail from? What part of the country are you in?
We're in mountain country. Project Nerd is headquartered out of Denver, Colorado. So
Okay, gotcha.
a lot of the team still in Kansas City. That's where we were previously, but Denver is where Project Nerd and Project Nerd Publishing call home.
Okay, excellent. All right, so
Trying to get my
So,
wife to move to
Casey,
Colorado, son. I didn't want to get on that fucking legalized weed, boy.
There's a lot of people trying to do that, but overall, it's an awesome state all around. It's beautiful here.
Are you
I
guys
never
really getting refund checks? I heard you guys were getting refund checks.
no. I need to know about this. What are we
I
talking
think
about?
so.
I need to look this up then.
from the overabundance of money the state has made on legalizing weed.
Oh yeah, so they voted on that actually, and it was good. They put the money further into schools and highways, so no
That's
refund
nice.
checks for us.
Aw, man.
If you've seen the highways a few years ago in the state, you'd appreciate them voting that way. So
Okay.
If they could legalize heroin in California, if it would give them to fix a fucking pothole around this place.
Nice. Very nice. We're gonna get in trouble by Joe again, Casey.
Who? Who's Joe? I don't know this
Yeah,
guy.
who's that?
He doesn't listen to this.
So, anyways, guys, so Iggy, Casey and I live in California, and I frequent Disneyland quite a bit, and of course Southern California. And there's a place, I don't even know if Casey, you've heard of it, a place called the Magic Castle. It's the home of the Academy of Magical Arts. So pretty much like anybody who's a well-known illusionist or magician, like David Copperfield, David Blaine, they've all studied. It's kind of more or less like the real-life Hogwarts, we'll say.
You mean
okay?
like fraud? You can just say fraud.
No, we don't say that. So
Illusionist.
so there's like the school, and then there's the clubhouse, which is like, you know, what people know as the Magic Castle. And it's a private members-only club, and of course, if you know a member, they can get you in. So, I guess the easiest way to put a visual in everybody's head is like if you took like a mansion where you'd imagine like Clue would take place, okay, and throw in a couple of bars, and then people just doing magic like all over the place in different rooms and things.
So
And
basically, Playboy Mansion without anything cool in it. All right, continue.
hey, hold on.
I'm
So-
still waiting for him to tell us that David Blaine's his uncle and got him in.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. So and then you know you've got really cool stuff like they have a Harry Houdini room where they do a séance every Halloween, and they actually have like handcuffs and things that Houdini escaped from like on display in the cabinets and everything. It's really cool. But like I said, a lot of celebrities frequent the Magic Castle. There's quite a few of them that are members there, like notably, like a really well-known one is Neil Patrick Harris, who was actually there last night, and so I did get to see him.
Wait, you gave Neil Patrick Harris a blowjob.
Whoa,
That's where this is going?
whoa! That you're killing my story here. I'm saving that for later. Jeez.
All right.
But we did see Neil Patrick Harris, and the person. I'm sorry, Neil Patrick Harris. The person I was more excited about that was
Wait, are you breaking an NDA right now? It's fucking what's his name from Lord of the Rings? God, I'm a terrible nerd. God damn it, I ruined my own joke.
Yeah.
Gandalf, is Gandalf gonna fucking bust through your door right now and fucking turn you into a frog or something?
Right, yes. I'm breaking some third laws now. There was another celeb there who I was very excited to meet. Now I don't want this to come back. I know like people get riled up about stuff like this. Okay, well, so we'll just say that back in my single days, I had an eye for curvier ladies. Okay, all women are beautiful. I have a thing for curvier ladies. Okay, so one of the actresses who I think is absolutely gorgeous, like mind-blowingly gorgeous in my mind, Christina Hendricks, was actually there last night. Yeah.
Okay, Will,
Christina
I don't
Hendricks
think
was
there's
there,
any
and I
like
actually.
fucking. There's no like pretense with like having to say that she's
Yeah.
curvy because she's fucking hot. I don't think there's no.
Yes.
I'm with Casey on this one.
Yeah,
you,
I don't.
you need to
There's
know,
Okay.
know
All right.
for
All right.
that.
Gotcha.
That was weird. You made it weird.
So, I'm sorry. But I
I was
actually.
trying to say like fucking the girl from. Oh god, I ruined my own joke again. Mama Boo Boo or whatever the fuck her name is or something.
Oh, Mama June.
There you go.
Oh yeah, Mama June was all up in there.
Yeah.
But I got to meet Christina Hendricks, who is
Mama Boo Boo.
yeah, unimaginably more beautiful in person, and just really sweet, and was very cool. And it's they have a certain set of rules, like you're not allowed to take photos in there, and obviously if you meet a celeb you can't accost them and ask them for autographs. So I think that automatically like allows celebs to kind of be a little more comfortable in that environment. So she was just really nice and cordial, and introduced herself as Christina. I'm like, yeah, we don't know who the fuck you are. Who are you again? I have no idea who you are. But she was really nice. So that was kind of one of the highlights of the weekend. So
you know what?
Wait, did you
it lived up to the hype.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. What'd you say, Casey?
Did you give her a blowjob?
You know what, man? I can't tell you everything.
How did you get into this place? Remember
Um,
what? Did you like learn a magic trick? Is there Wi-Fi password Shambhala?
It's Shangri-La.
Shangri-La?
27_69.
How'd you get in? Seriously.
I got in through a friend of a friend. That's how I got it.
Friend of a friend.
Yes.
Like someone just handed you you were like walking like home to your car from Disneyland, and some guy just fucking walked over and like handed you like a black card. Like go here.
Walk
Yeah.
he levitated over.
Yeah, levitated much better. This is why you're a comic book fucking creator. You levitated over.
No,
Handed
Casey,
you a black card with an address on it. It was like, be here at 8 p.m.
Yeah, Casey, you know my friend Christina, who's in the wedding with us. One of her friends is a member and is a magician, and so he invited her because it was her birthday yesterday, and she was able to bring a group of friends. So luckily we got on the invite list, so it was cool. It's good times. So if you ever get a chance to check it out, go. It's worth your time.
If I ever get a chance to be in a place where Christina Hendricks is, I mean, I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Go.
Iggy, your wife's right behind you.
Oh, she would go too. She's down for this as well. She's got a bigger crush on her than I do. So
I don't think my wife would know who Christina Hendricks is. It's not her fucking
She's like, who?
wheelhouse.
Yes.
But Neil Patrick Harris. That's a
Yes.
Bob boom in my book, my friend.
Yes. Yeah. Hello, wifey.
I didn't realize there's
Yes.
just a head back there in my camera, so I can pat the head. Oh, say hello, Aaron.
It's a
No. No,
it's a floating head.
there you go. It's an illusion.
Enough about me. Yes, enough about me, Iggy. Let's talk. Let's create an illusion, if you will. Talk to us about PN Publishing. Tell us a little bit how it got started, or the company that it spawned from. Just level with us, man. Give us the skinny.
Oh man, this is gonna take a while. I hope this is a long show. No, well, basically, I mean, I don't know. Most people, I guess, my age started, young '90s kids, so started collecting comics back at the high points, I guess, of them. Was really interested in them around 10. And then I thought in middle school I got a group of friends together. We thought we could create some comic books, and we came up with some great ideas, I think. I still look back at them, have a couple of them, but of course when you're 11 and 12 years old, those ideas don't really go that far. But that always kind of sat with me. So we, as I got older, Project Nerd became a thing, just a blog, podcast network. We started going to conventions, doing interviews, doing coverage of all these things, and grew and got to meet a whole bunch of really, when we'd go and interview people, we found ourselves more drawn to interviewing the independent creators, the independent artists, those types of people. And we really started building a lot of relationships there. And then I kind of took it as like, wait, we're getting to meet all these people and know all these people enough so that it won't be too imposing for me to say, hey, how do you do this? Hey, how do you do this? So it really just opened up a lot of conversations and allowed me to say, all right, this dream that I've had for 20 or so years, I won't give away my young age, but it was able to happen. And just actually last September we launched Project Nerd Publishing off of Project Nerd, and currently have, gosh, I don't know, 5 or 6 titles with a number of them in the works. And I've kind of taken it as stages. So with Project Nerd Publishing, the first stage was, let's bring in some people who have done this already, who either have existing titles overseas that we can bring here to the States, or even partner closely with some of those creators I was talking about we met, learn more of how that thing's done, the business side of it. And then the second stage was create a title that I've had in my mind and hand it over to a writer and learn the process, and now actually on top of having the published company, actually writing my own titles. So instead of just diving in and drowning, I decided to take it a little bit slowly. I mean, I've already waited this long, might as well have waited a few more months. And so now we've got that ball rolling, and a lot of our own creations are starting to come to blossom.
Wow. Awesome.
So are you guys taking comic book pitches? Because I had a dream last night.
Now, if it's based off of a
comic book.
dream the night before, I'm definitely interested in pitches for that.
Yes.
Do you want to hear it? I'm not
actually,
lying. I'm dead
no, for
serious.
real.
Okay.
Let's hear it. Now, now I can
go ahead.
steal this though if it's really good, right?
Just give me your story by credit.
Okay.
We have this podcast, and if you make money off it, then I may come fucking look.
Okay.
So my wife, like I mentioned earlier, wants to have another baby. So I've always had this undying fear that like she's gonna, because when she had her first kid, like she almost died. So ever since then, she's always had this fear, like she's gonna die, and I'm gonna be left with 2 fucking kids to fucking raise on my own, you know.
Yeah.
So I had this like thought. I was like, man, this would be a cool comic book. And so stop me if this has already been made. But what if a superhero was giving birth? She was like the greatest superhero ever. Like she was like Superman, but like she created world peace, and the whole world rallied behind her, and she was this giant symbol for the world, and kind of like just this awesome person. I guess that's vaguely describes who she is. She marries a normal guy. She fucking settles down. She's still an amazing superhero. They're revered by the community. They're celebrities, all that stuff. And she's just this amazing like person. She's like the perfect human being. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So they have a kid. She marries some guy they have a kid together. The kid is like 14. He's just normal. It's just a normal kid. No superpowers. But then they are pregnant with another kid. And then this kid. She notices something's wrong, so like she's like, I think this one's different than Susie or whatever her name is. So then she has the kid, and during childbirth she dies.
Okay.
And the world's heartbroken. Like the whole world doesn't know what to do. They've lost like the one thing that they've created such an aura around her that they just don't know what to do anymore. Like governments are collapsing. Like the world's literally falling apart because if something she fixed everything. So how can one person, you know, I mean, how can they live without this person anymore? So after like a couple months, the world's falling apart, and the dad's like, I have to fucking do something. So how do you create a hero? You create her through tragedy, right? So he's like, he takes the baby, he does a bunch of research, he finds this like loving, caring family, like your example of like the Kents but younger, they can't have kids or whatever. And so basically he drops the baby off there and goes and leaves the baby at their doorstep. And it's like, hopefully these people will raise you the way I think that they'll raise you, and you'll become exactly like your mother, and you'll be able to bring the world together. But what does a hero need to be to become a hero? They need a villain, right? So he takes him and Susie, they sell all their belongings, all their stuff, and they get as much money as they can. And they go and they disappear, and basically they become like evil fucking Batman, and they become the ultimate fucking supervillains, and they create world catastrophes. And as this kid's growing up, the parents kind of raised her like Superman would, and Dad's training the daughter, and himself he's becoming smarter, and he's going to like college, and he's getting master's degrees in fucking like psychology and all this crazy shit, and he's becoming like the ultimate fucking super villain badass. His daughter, he sent her off to fucking every martial arts school, training her to be a fucking his like enforcer, you know what I mean? So that they can fucking, when she's ready to be a hero, when she learns that she has a power, and the parents that he's created or left her with have instilled the heroic goodness in her heart, they're there to become the villain that she needs to take it over the edge and replace her mom and fix the world.
First, I have a few statements. One, did you really just come up with that off the top of your head? Like
I do like shit like this all the time.
That was
he does this a lot.
That was actually a really good idea. Like, I mean, that sounds fantastic. It's got a little bit of, you know, maybe Incredibles mixed with some Superman, mixed with Unbreakable even. I saw that element, you know, becoming the villain to find the hero type thing. I was, yeah, I'm inspired right now. That was actually a really great idea. However, I would say that your elevator pitch, you would need a really tall building to continue to get that elevator pitch out. But other than that, I'm kind of blown away by it. I think you should. There you go. There you go. Start your publishing.
I know, right?
You got you. Now the hard part is finding the artist.
Yeah, right. That's always the hard part.
That's the
I
hardest
got all
part.
these ideas, and I can't draw it. I can draw a stick figure. You know,
That's exactly how I am. It's
Oh,
like, how
man.
many comics would I have made over the past 20 years if I could only just draw just a little, just a
I
little.
know. We just need to invent like a machine where our fucking thoughts become
Your
pictures.
ideas just get drawn.
Yeah.
This guy's on it, like right now.
Casey, I'm kind of I don't know. I don't even know how to describe how I'm feeling about that right now.
Oh well, I got shit like this all day. This is okay. Number one,
Little impressed, a little disturbed, a little,
Yes.
a little inspired. I don't know.
I'm all.
when you have a kid, number one, you have a lot of free time where you're sitting around just waiting on shit, and you're just like,
That's understandable for sure.
so you like your brain just fucking just runs a million miles away. And number one, I like to fucking imbibe in a lot of different altering substances, so that helps a lot too.
You get very vivid thoughts. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So like, I'm always just fucking like, oh, this would be a cool fucking idea. And but the always thing I have it too, Iggy, is I'm sure you run this too. I'm like, oh, I'm sure someone fucking did that already. Number one, because I'm a moron. So if I'm thinking of it, someone smarter definitely thought of it. Like, for sure.
Well, here's the great thing. Here's the great thing about not just comics, but storytelling in general. Is, I mean, look at Hollywood. There's no original ideas anymore. So even if somebody has something that's similar, taking it, putting your own twist on it. I mean, really, at the end of the day, that's what it is when it comes to storytelling. Is how can I? What is it? What's that old quote? And I'll butcher the hell out of it right now. But it's like, good artists create. Great artists still, or something like that. I don't. It's something along those lines. So it's I mean, even if somebody has, like, I haven't, and no major publisher has done anything like that. But I really haven't heard anything like that, to be honest. And I never even thought of anything like that till you just put it out there. But you got my gears a turning. That's for
my
sure.
fear of fucking my wife leaving me is what it fucking all comes down to.
Hey. Fear inspires creation, right?
That's a great motivator.
Well, I've always been fascinated with the idea of like the villain creates the hero. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of always, we all know this too. I always fucking just love the bad guy more than anything. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm an insane person. Too much free
The
time.
bad guys are the best. The villains are the best. But Iggy, so tell us about your particular comic.
Well, the ones so the cool thing about it is that I had like so many ideas already, just notes. And so if anybody is listening, thinking of ideas of how to create, or Casey, there you go, just start jotting notes down on that stuff. Even for years, just holding on to those notes. The Google Drive is like one of the best things I've ever had, because I can pull up a document anywhere. And just start writing notes down. And then as I learn more of the process and how to do it, I have a bunch of stories going. But the first one that we're releasing, that I've written, that we're working on this fall, is called Billy. Now, Billy is a Western. And the first question I always get is, what differentiates it from other Westerns? Well, our lead characters are two females and a black cowboy, so very different than your traditional one.
Right.
But elevator pitch is, think female-led Batman in the Wild West. More detailed is basically Billy's parents were taken or killed as a kid, while she was a kid, excuse me, and her neighbor Victor took her in and trained her to be basically badass, and so she's now gone down to the mining towns that the gangs that had killed her parents are hanging out, and is starting to basically wreak havoc on those gangs with her friends Jane and Gordon. So they kind of develop into a little, I won't say superhero, but into a vigilante team, and start taking out the gangs that have been destroying and taking over these mining towns.
Yeah. Wild West revenge stories are amazing.
I love a good
Right?
Western.
Right? Oh, yeah.
So good.
Yes.
For sure. That's
Like, Marvel had the fucking, oh my god, I already forgot his name because he's such a forgettable character, but it was a good story.
Jonah Hex.
No, that's DC.
Okay.
The Indian, like, mutant guy, is it Warhawk? Something like that. I don't know, but they had a Western out, and it lasted like 5 issues.
Yeah,
But I
what's his-
loved it. I don't know.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't think of it either.
Warhammer. Whatever.
So what do you think inspired the Western genre?
It was something different. Like all my stories are a little bit different. So Barons, which we have issue number 1 out right now, which is written by C.W. Cook and art is done by Brian Timmons, both out of the Kansas City area. That was my creation, something I sat with for a while too. And really it starts with a character in my mind. A lot of times I start with just a character and building around it. And that one was Esme Ford is the main character for that. And I just kind of thought of a character and what she would be like. And really working with some other people, Erin Lay, who created the character, she modeled it, kind of built the costume. She's a cosplayer and everything. Just brainstorming with them on developing that. And that's where I went with Billy, too. It's like, I really, really love Batman. I want to do something that's, in a way, kind of inspired by Batman, but is still wildly different. And so I took every element to take it away from it. Not, it's a woman instead of a man. It's in the Wild West instead of modern technology, things of that. And I also feel like all the Western comics I see these days, as you guys mentioned, I love a good Western. I love Western movies. But when you transform that into a comic or even a book, everything either goes steampunk or adds this technology that wasn't really there. So I wanted to make something that was like, no, I want it to be true to the Wild West. Like, those are the weapons that were there. You're on horses. There's no vehicles. There's no somebody...
There's no mechanical spiders?
Like right, I was just about to say it. There's no magnets around your neck or anything like that. So that was good.
Damn it.
Do you ever get worried that you're not being perfectly accurate? Because that's my thing. I'm fucking lazy, and I'm like, I'm not going to research fucking Western shit.
I mean, to some degree, in the first story, there's a big old, there is, as much as I'm trying to stay away from going too far away from accuracy, I made up small towns along the Arizona-New Mexico border, and for all I know, there's no mining towns along those borders. I don't know. So, in terms of accuracy, it's going to be a stretch on some of those things, a fictional world, and we do have like a Gatlick-style gun in the first story that the heroes get a hold of when they're in a big battle. So, there's a few things that are going to break away from it. The train, our artist is doing as much research as possible, though, to find trains that were around, at the turn of that century. So we are trying to do some of the research, but when it comes to that point, I think you kind of just gotta. The whole point of all this, anyways, is suspending your beliefs, right? So, like, when you watch any of this or read any of this or do anything, my whole goal when I'm watching movies, reading comics, or playing video games, is to escape that day of work, escape that stressful moment, or do something that's going to help you relax and get away from reality in a sense. So if it's not 100% too accurate, like, I'm not too worried about it. I'm sure if it gets popular enough, somebody's going to complain about it, but if that's the case, I'm going to be happy that we reached enough audience that we had somebody angry at us about something. So
yeah, bitching about the accuracy.
Right. When somebody complains about something you've created, then great, I've made it somewhere. I've done something.
Absolutely, man. Okay, you said something a second ago. I'm gonna kind of derail you a little bit.
Okay.
So you and I have a very, I guess we'll say, similar thought when it comes to movies and comics. Is you're looking for that escape from reality. So being that we feel that way, do you feel that people have kind of forgotten that's the whole point of entertainment, and they're getting too critical?
Well, Suicide Squad is a bad movie.
I'm not talking about that. But that's a good example. But what do you think, man? Do you think people are getting their panties in a bunch too much over these kind of things?
I think that last part's a good way to put it. When I go to a movie and if it stays incredibly accurate and they do a lot of research and there's something, I'm always happy for a good biopic that stays on point and everything. But I think what you're kind of leading into and asking the question is these things that are adapted from another source. How many different, it's when you really look at it, how many different Batman stories are out there? How many different X-Men stories are out there? So it's like when you're not following true to the source. The one I always go back to is I'm a huge Alan Moore fan. I love Watchmen and V for Vendetta. And Watchmen, when you really think of the climax, spoiler alerts, but how many years are we out? So too bad, sorry if somebody missed it. But is at the very end of the graphic novel, it's Dr. Manhattan, it's the power that Ozymandias makes the machine, it brings a giant squid to attack New York City to become the common enemy. Put that on a big screen after a 3-hour movie and tell me what audience doesn't walk out of there going, what the hell is going on right now? Yeah, exactly. So making those changes sometimes I think are even necessary to help reach a broader audience. And I like the fact that Marvel is doing a great job of saying the cinematic universe, is a different universe than what we've had in the comics and everything like that. So they're establishing this is basically Earth 974. I don't know, something like that. But I think I get what you're saying there too, and I agree. When I walk out of a movie, if there's things that have been changed, as long as it was a good movie, I can accept that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, sometimes they're just bad movies, like Batman versus Superman. I haven't had the chance of seeing Suicide Squad yet, but I'm not.
It's okay.
Speaking of that, I did finally. Well, okay, so I loathed Batman versus Superman. Okay, my favorite part of that movie was Wonder Woman. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, hands down.
I did finally, because everybody was like, "Oh, you gotta watch the extended cut. It makes it so much better." Finally, was like, "All right, I'll watch the stupid ass extended cut." All right. I will say it added a couple of things which I don't understand why they took out of the movie. Kind of cleared some things up, but I still hated it.
It's just a cluster cuss at the beginning, basically, is all it is. And then, I mean, why does Zack Snyder have to make everybody so murdery? Like, I really need, like, he's like, Superman's got this vision that could really just take people out. I just need to mow people down. And then DC's like, whoa. This is Superman we're talking about. Okay, what if I put it in a dream sequence? Then he can murder people with it, right? And like, no, come on, let me murder people. Let me murder people.
Please.
Well, he totally kills that fucking terrorist guy at the beginning. There's no way you go through fucking 9 walls of solid fucking stone and live.
A regular human being, yeah.
Right.
Sorry, guy's dead. Toast. Yeah, but absolutely. Iggy, tell us what you mentioned about when you first started. You've brought over some, I guess we'll say, some indie comics from overseas. Can you talk a little bit about some of those books?
Yeah. So I know you guys are familiar with Gallo, who kind of makes everybody know him. So Gallo's kind of like my right-hand man on this publishing thing, and he's made sure along the way we've gotten introduced to a lot of great comics overseas, and really have gotten well into the mostly the Australia scene. And there are some fantastic works that are going on over there, and a couple of guys that did If Comics, and we're really slowing down, and they're like, we've got a great audience here, but it's not really growing outside of that. With that Bulletproof Kid, and we have Tobacco Stained Mountain Goat and another of other stories. So when we get a chance to review these, there's been times where we've reviewed them, and I'm like, those comics that we reviewed, I really liked them, and I think that they need to see an audience here. And I went to those guys, and I'm like, I'm gonna be really genuine with you. We're starting out. This is brand new to us. I'm learning things. You're gonna learn things. So I can't promise you I'm gonna sell you hundreds and hundreds of copies, but hopefully we can expand your audience some, and we can do each other a favor of, one, me growing a little bit of a slate, but two, getting you in front of another audience that I think needs to see your titles. The best example for it is Ben Gilboa's Blue Moon. So Ben is based out of Israel. He sent us Blue Moon last August, like 2 weeks. We had the press releases set up, the website ready. We hadn't gone live with publishing yet. And he sent us his Blue Moon graphic novel to review. And I read it, and I just emailed him back and was like, look, man, I can't review this because I want to publish it. And he's like, what are you talking about? So I kind of ran him through what it was. And it was one of those stories that, like, I know not everybody's going to get this. It's a depressing, kind of psychological thing that deals with mental illness and all that kind of stuff. 100-something pages of just really slow but quick read, and I was like, not everybody's gonna get this, but it really touched me. I really loved it. I want other people to see it, so let's print this. And he's like, I've never thought of ever printing it, so that sounds like a great idea. So that's where we're trying to do with some of those creators, and not all just overseas too. Radiation Day is based out of Kansas City. Brett Jones and Chris Yarbrough, they basically they had a black and white version. A lot of people are like, I want to see it in color. So I was like, okay, I've got this artist who can do color for you. Let's get you under contract and re-release it in color. So even some stuff that's here stateside.
Yeah. What's a Radiation Dave?
Radiation Day. So it's my favorite. That's one of my favorite pitches, just because I learned from the writer Brett Jones what to say to pitch that comic, and he says it's basically Lethal Weapon meets Mad Max without all of Mel Gibson's racism. So, or anti-Semitism, however you want to put it. But I was like, yeah, that's the pitch I'm going to say at every convention I go to from now on. So it usually generates a laugh, or
I can sell the shit out of that.
Yeah, right. All I need is one sentence, and this comic's off the shelf.
Yes, boom, done deal. Do you feel that your publishing company is shying away from not doing so many superhero titles?
Well, my idea when we
I just pitched him a superhero title.
yeah, no, but that's not a traditional superhero title though. So even so,
yes.
When you really look at it, we have one superhero title, and it's that Bulletproof Kid. And I think it's not so much that I want to stay away from superheroes. It's the idea that I want when we're at a convention a year from now, 2 years from now, I want a family to be able to walk up and say, what do you have for me? Well, what do you like? I like this. Here it is. I like this. Here it is. I like this. That 5 people in a family can walk away with 5 different titles and see something there that's all wildly different. Now, we have a lot of post-apocalyptic stuff just because, well, post-apocalyptic's awesome. I mean, nobody's going to argue that. But even so, all our post-apocalyptic titles are a little bit different. And that idea is just, if it's something I've creating, like my 4 ones that are really in motion right now are completely different. And then if it's something that we're bringing in, I want it to just be, is it anything like what we already have? No. And it's good? Then let's get it out there. So that way when I walk up and say, hey, I want a mobster-style story, well, in 2017, I'm going to have something for you. So.
Yeah. I gotcha. My question for you, what do you feel is, I mean, obviously besides, money and, I'm sure there's a lot of talented people out there who are pitching ideas and stories and great artists, but what do you feel is one of the bigger challenges of being in the publishing game?
Oh, well, there's a long list, I guess you could put there. The first thing I learned is so my background professionally is in project management, and so managing all these other projects was something that I felt I could take on because it was something I'm familiar with. But it's a completely different world when those people aren't there. So to explain that a little bit is I can go to a convention and say, here's the comic, here's Barons that I co-created, and they're like more interested in hearing from me. But in a convention scene, everybody's looking for that creator pitching their own thing because I want to get that signed. I want it to be a special piece that I got from there. Mm-hmm. When you're an indie publisher, not quite the size of, say, let's go with a Zenoscope or a Valiant, something that's that kind of middle size. When you're setting up at a convention there and you don't have those creators, you don't have those funds to bring those creators, especially those ones overseas, it's a little bit harder to sell their comics because people really want to open up that conversation with the creator at the show. So I think that would probably be a big challenge that I would say is if somebody's looking to say, hey, I want to create a comic, or hey, I want to start a publishing company, when you're weighing those, if you look at that publishing company, you're going to have to say, okay, I've been able to bank on conventions for my own creation, but now if I'm expanding beyond that, I'm going to have to look at distribution. I'm going to have to look at online sales, Comixology, things like that, because, like I said, that convention scene, those people that are buying comics want that intimate moment, that talking to the creator, learning about the title before they pick it up.
Yeah, definitely. Crazy. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Casey, how you doing over there? You okay?
What? I'm just,
okay?
Yeah. I'm in awe.
He's expanding on his idea right now. He's like taking notes on his comic creation.
I'm in awe of just like, I can never fucking do this shit. Like, how do you find the time? Like,
well, I don't sleep.
I assume you have another job too, right?
Yeah, actually, I say project management is my professional background. I still maintain a project management job for international localization company, so a number of hours at a time. I do have a family, like I said, the blog, publishing, podcasts. The one thing when people always ask me too, because we do when we go to conventions, we run these panels like turning your fandom into a business or learning how to podcast or things like that. And the thing we always kick it off with, that you guys know from doing podcasts too, is if you're going to stick to that schedule and you're going to commit that night or those multiple nights a week, those things that you used to fill that night with are gone now. So you're going to play a little less video games. You're going to read a little less comics. Those things that you love, you're going to have to sacrifice. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, when you're like, I've got to be in bed by 2 a.m., am I going to take that 20 minutes to go knock that out, or am I going to sit here and write an article for the site? You got to make those tough decisions.
Hey, man, you're right. It's all about juggling, right?
Right? Or the lack thereof, I guess, depending on what you're defining juggling.
That's why you're a writer, right there.
That's right. There it is, right there.
I'm gonna check. Just find it with that fucking line.
That's good, man. So, let me ask you this. We like to ask our we'll say our comic writers and artists, if you could write any character pre-existing for any company, who would you love to write for?
Um,
Which character would you like to write? Would it be Batman?
I would say Batman, but I feel like so much is done there, and Batman would be awesome mainly because you mentioned earlier villains,
Yeah.
like it's all about villains, and that's why I think Batman's so fantastic because you got the Gotham Rogues, like the villains are fantastic there. I honestly I would probably go with a Gotham character, but not Batman, is what I would think.
Okay.
I would want to think of something. I would want to take on a character that's in a well-known environment, that's in the shadows of a well-known person, and kind of go from there. So when I say I love Batman, I also love reading like the Gotham Siren stories. Seeing kind of those three women that are always kind of balancing between evil and good. Catwoman. The Catwoman graphic novels are fantastic. So maybe covering something there. But maybe if I was looking at a hero that's well known, I would possibly go with Lobo, just because I think Lobo has so much to offer and is so underrated, and not so much underrated in the community, but people outside of the community don't know enough about Lobo.
Yeah.
He needs a good comic.
I don't know enough about Lobo.
And they need to not recreate him to look like a fashion model.
He's like
right?
Kurt Russell, like he was like in the 80s.
Right,
Like,
basically.
in blue in space. There you go.
That's terrible.
All you
Here's
need
another
for,
pitch, Iggy.
There you go.
Fucking Lobo,
Yeah.
but Big Trouble in Little China, but like on another
There
page.
you go. There you get just a picture of Lobo eating eating out of the bowl with the chopsticks there. So that might piss off a few companies. I don't know if I'd go with that one.
We can call it Big Trouble in Little Blanknik.
There you go.
There's gonna be like some cool like spaceport kind of thing. In the
There you
background.
go.
Is that what's going on?
That's the fascinating thing about Lobo. It's like you take a badass biker and just put him in outer space. Okay, I'm sold. Yeah. That's all you need, right? There. So.
Done deal.
Right. Take anything and put it in outer space. Okay, I'm in.
Yes.
Call me.
What if we made him a trucker and changed his name to fucking Kurt?
I think if he's a space trucker, I think this still could work.
Hauling space freight.
There you go.
Print it. All right, we'll just change it. We'll just make its color red.
Yes.
And give him like a different hairdo, and no one will know the difference, Iggy.
Right.
And he's got to wear the trucker cap. That has to be in there.
You feel at some point you got to be able to do something similar, because you look at how many Marvel and DC characters are pretty much the same characters. It's like at some point you could say, it's not really Deadpool. It's a different version.
Yeah, it's death
Deathstroke,
waiting
right?
pool. Yes, exactly, sir.
It's not Batman, it's Iron Man. It's we
Hey.
gave him a different use of his money.
Millionaires, different suits, all right, totally not the same guy. Not the same guy whatsoever.
That's right. It's like, so what you're pitching to me, that's what happened at the table there at Marvel. They're like, okay, Stan, what you're pitching to me sounds like Batman. No. This guy has metal stuck inside of him. It's completely different.
Oh, you're not understanding the character.
Right?
He's got metal in his chest.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, Iggy, tell our listeners where they could go. Yes, tell our listeners where they could go to find out more about the amazing stuff you guys are doing over at PN Publishing.
Pnpublishing.com. Over at Facebook, you can just type in Project Nerd Publishing. You can type it in at Twitter. But at the end of the day, Project Nerd Publishing is very long. So most of those places, you just pnpublishing.com / PN Publishing for Instagram, Twitter. Although don't look at our Instagram account, it's pretty embarrassing. I think we have 3 total pictures on there. So Twitter, eventually.
Okay, and, it's for the kids. No one,
right. I don't know.
No one over 18 uses fucking Instagram.
Yeah, I have those apps on my phone, and it's like going back to even before Project Nerd Publishing with Project Nerd, and it's like you look at our site traffic for our blog compared to what our social media is, and it's like this isn't even close. And it's like, yeah, because I spent the first 2 years just saying, what the hell do you do with Twitter? Just put it on auto. Just put it on auto and let it go. And everybody's like, you're doing it wrong. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Whatever.
I'm too old for this. So. But yeah, pnpublishing.com I think is the best. That'll get you to the store, all the social media. Check out all the titles we got, and like I said, there's a variety of different stuff. So not a one size fits all type brand.
So something for everybody, which is what
Yes.
we love. That's
Yes.
the beauty of comics now. We're in that age where everybody doesn't just want superhero stuff anymore. Everybody
Right.
wants something different, which is great.
Yeah,
As it should be, sir.
for sure.
Very, very exciting, my friend. Very cool stuff. Looking forward to checking some of that out, my friend.
Thank you.
You want to talk geeky stuff and comics with us?
Yeah, I saw
Awesome.
the agenda here, and I was excited about some things.
Agendular.
There you go.
Okay, what was it that you were excited about? Anything specific right off the top of your head?
Well, I mean, if you guys are going in order, that Star Wars Rogue One trailer.
Star Wars Rogue One.
Right?
Are you a Star Wars fan?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Big Star Wars fan?
A few lightsabers in the corner.
Good.
Yeah, teaching the kids to love it. I was impressed. My 5-year-old little girl was able to name, I think, 37
Nice.
characters from memory. So I was like, yeah.
Hey,
Oh, sorry,
you
were you guys
stop
talking about
Does
Star
this
Wars?
guy not like Star Wars? I'm gonna have to
We're-
go
yeah,
if he
you're
doesn't
running
like
joke.
Star Wars,
Damn
right?
it,
No, it's scared.
Always Lucas.
No, but the Rogue One trailer looked awesome. I thought.
I'm a little excited for the guy breathing at the end. A little
Yeah.
excited to see him in a movie again. Very excited about that.
Wouldn't it be great if they like? Okay, so you know how in the first A New Hope he's like all clunky and like stumbles and shit.
And the suit looks like shit. It's not shiny.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
weird.
Wouldn't it be great if they were like if he gets like a big battle at the end and like gets injured and that's why in A New Hope he's like stumbling around and like can barely like swing his lightsaber.
He gets
and
in an
shit.
accident. The space
Yeah.
trucker that you created
Yeah.
runs into the side of
Him
the
over.
ship.
And like
Listen,
like he's about to stop what's the name from stealing the thing. You just hear burr, burr.
that would be good, man.
That would explain why Gareth Edwards has rumors of trouble around the set.
It's Bolo, not to be associated with Lobo.
Lobo, yes. Ooh, bolo. That's good.
Just switch
Hey,
some
you
letters
have
around.
to give him a bolo tie now.
There you go.
He's
Yes.
got to have that
Wow.
little bolo tie.
Here's the problem. We all admitted earlier that none of us can draw, so now we're at a problem to where it's like we have this great character in mind,
Damn it.
we've got
I
to
think I can
find
draw
somebody.
a stick figure with the fucking trucker hat and a bolo tie.
Okay. I think this works.
Color him red.
The
It's all about
Adventures
the
of
story
Bolo,
on this
Space
one,
Trucker.
I'll use a red crayon.
And his sidekick is not going to be a dog. It's going to be like this weird lynx-looking cat, space cat.
I like it.
Yes,
I like it.
yes.
All right, Rogue One trailer.
Casey, what was the big exciting thing you were most excited about seeing the Rogue One trailer?
I like the droid, the Chudik droid. I'm gonna call it because I can't remember his name.
that big freaking 8-foot tall droid that she's talking to.
And how he's a bit of an asshole, I guess.
And that Alan
Yeah.
Tudyk voices him too makes it a little bit more exciting as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
I dig that, but I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I like the villains, so I'm excited for the Death Troopers or whatever they call it. I want to see those guys.
Yeah.
I like the. I was like, oh, look at all the cool toys. I
Yes.
like the tank, stormtrooper guys.
Right.
Those look cool. I just like the design. I think the design of Star Wars is cool. The story can be like whatever.
I like the character that's whooping ass, on a bunch of stormtroopers with a freaking bow staff.
And they call him. If you need to watch the there's the what is it where they show the reaction videos. So somebody filmed themselves as Kylo Ren doing the reaction video, and he refers to him as Stickman. Oh yeah, so he can just beat up those guys with laser guns with his stick. Oh, I'm sure that could happen. It's pretty fantastic.
Did
but
you guys notice fucking what's his name grew hair in this fucking trailer?
Who?
Oh my gosh, Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker.
He was bald in the first trailer. In this
Wow.
trailer, he has a full
I didn't
set
notice
of
that. Wait a
fucking
minute.
hair.
I gotta go back.
yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Oh yes.
This is the a long time ago in a galaxy far away. The hair growth was
Yes.
different then.
I
Right?
think there were considerable reshoots. I know. I heard the rumor was they made him a Clone Wars character, so they had to go back and make him look like the Clone Wars character.
See that's like a drink you can order at specific cantinas. It's like when they say it'll put hair on your chest. No, this will put hair on
Right.
your head.
There you go.
Boom.
He's
There
just
it is.
drinking the
Once
right
it's
stuff.
bald,
Boom.
he's fucking has an afro.
I think what's really cool, what's turning out to be really cool, is obviously they've made this whole movie based off really just a line from an original Star Wars movie, about getting the plans for the Death Star, and they've taken it from that.
Okay, I'm gonna back you up. That is not what the movie's about.
Hold on.
That is not what the movie's about.
Talk to me. What's going on?
All right. So the rumor, or no, this isn't rumor. I guess they confirmed it because when Celebration happened, a bunch of these foreign actors don't speak English very well, and they don't understand the concept of a spoiler, so they just fucking let out story details like willy nilly. So one of the actors was like, "Oh yeah, the story of the movie is like the Empire is going to that planet where all I don't know the one with the pillar and it's like sitting on that city's like sitting on top of like that big plateau." You know what I mean? Anyways, they call it Jada. Jada. Okay. Anyways, so the Imperial people have to go to Jada to to get crystals that the Jedi's use to make lightsabers.
Yes.
And that's how like they make the crystal for the beam for the Death Star or whatever. So it's like their last like missing piece they need to complete the mission. So like the story is the rebels are going to go stop them from getting these crystals. Like it's like a meeting point basically.
Okay.
They're both like, collide in Jada. And then the rumor is when that fails, when they take the crystal, because obviously they fucking get it, right?
Yeah, right.
The secondary plan is like, oh shit, what can we do? Oh, here are these plans for the Star Wars or the Star Wars.
Death Star, yeah.
For the Star Wars. Here are these plans for the Death Star. I'm sure we can use these in some way, and she just fucking yanks them and fucking runs, and it's like their last ditch effort to kind of salvage the mission or whatever. So yeah. Different. I just
now I'm not as excited for it because I know everything that's gonna happen.
I know. Spoiler.
Great. Well, thanks. Thanks, ass.
Well, blame the internet because it's fucking everywhere. It's all I can
do.
See that shit and read it.
Fair. But it looks really cool. I mean, I'm really, 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 really excited about it.
I think it's really cool to see something go away from the main story arc, I guess is the way to put it too, to see them do this. And as exciting as it is that they've announced, like, we're going to do Han Solo movies, we're going to do Boba Fett stuff, we're going to do all this type of stuff, it's also exciting to see, like you said, these things that kind of play into that original trilogy. So whether, like you said, whether it's based off of one line or not, or kind of just ties to it, it's still the fact that it's like, you can really go watch this and enjoy it with a new generation of moviegoers, while also getting pieces of, like, from your childhood that you remember, or things of that nature. And my childhood, because I was a baby when that stuff came out. But anyways, you know what I mean. But it's like it plays into that original one.
It's essentially they're now making movies about like what back in the day would have been, the equivalent of reading the expanded universe books. Where now we're getting expanded universe movies, and we're getting like really kick-ass, big budget, like super awesome, expanded universe movies that tie in with the main story. And I think that's really cool.
These are a lot easier to read.
Yes. Yes.
They're not coming fast enough though. They take too fucking long. Like I need 2 every year.
You want 2 every year.
Hey, if they would make money, Disney will do it. Disney will pop it up.
The problem I think with Rogue One's gonna have though is people are gonna be like, wait, I thought this was a fucking sequel to the last one. What is this? I don't think the trailer portrays what time period it takes place in. And if you're 12 years old, or 12 or 13 or 14, say 14-year-old kids are dumb. You just see white stormtroopers. Like, you just see, like I said, action figures, and there's no like placement in time. I feel like so. If anything that's gonna hurt this movie, that's what's gonna hurt it. Is people are gonna be confused by its placement in the universe.
I gotcha. I don't know.
Either way, I can't wait for that Black Series fucking droid, whatever his name is, because I fucking going to Target and getting that. Right away.
This is where I'm at. We're already thinking about Black Series. I'm down with that.
I saw someone post a picture on Twitter. I was like, wait a second, those aren't on sale yet.
No. Those ain't real, man. Yeah, that freaking Jen Erso like Black Series exclusive from Comic-Con was like one of the things that sold out first. Like, I want one of those.
And that's another thing too. Her and Rey like
doesn't it, guys?
Her and Rey look way too much alike. Like they could be like sisters.
It's Rey's mom, you think?
No, I don't think they're related. I just think it's just that's just British people just look like that.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
yeah, I'm racist towards the British. What are you gonna do about it? They tried to fucking tax us for tea in 1776. Kids. Anyway, so yeah, I just think it's just like generic British person.
Okay.
But yeah, they do kind of look similar, I think. it's gonna be like my mom's gonna be like, wait a second, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Who is that guy?
Yeah.
How did they know that breathy guy?
And why does everyone in space have a British accent? What's going on?
Well, it's a good thing that when the Star Wars fans are going over to fix their mom's printers, they can explain the
Right.
difference.
Yes, thank you.
No, she's at like this. I always know when she's seen a movie because I get a text. So why did this happen and who is this person? And I have to write like a paragraph in like text form.
Yeah, like, can we move this to Facebook Messenger? Because I need a keyboard for this. I'm not putting this into my phone.
See, this is why I take my parents to see those movies with me, because then I can explain to them in the car on the ride home.
There'd be conversations during the movie like, wait, what's happening?
Yeah, wait, who is that guy? Is that the guy that? Is that the guy that had the bright purple glowy saber in the last one? No, that's not that guy.
Why is Batman having 2 dreams at one time? I don't know, Mom.
It's so Zack Snyder can kill people. That's why.
Yes,
I don't know why fucking the Flash is wearing armor from fucking Godsend and has beard stubble. I don't know.
Don't know. Casey, tell us what's happening with Civil War 2 in the comic. What happened?
Oh, you know your typical comic thing. It's getting delayed and fucking an extra issue because writers have no constraint. Or Brian Michael Bendis has no constraint. Just do whatever he wants. So yeah, they're just gonna milk it.
Yeah.
I think it's the only book really that's selling for them too.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they'll drag it out as long as possible. Yeah. DC is just kicking their ass right now,
which is crazy.
It's so much. It's so like I would go and spend money on Marvel books. I go buy 2 Marvel books now. I buy Black Panther, and I'll buy Civil War, and maybe I'll buy Spider-Man because I bought Spider-Man since I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
Whatever, but yeah. So yeah, DC I'll go and fucking buy everything. It's all been tremendous.
I haven't bought anything, man. It's a bummer. I was at a comic shop in SoCal. You know, I always feel like I'm cheating when I go to another comic shop, but the comic shop I was at had a ton of back issues of DC Rebirth, and I could have gone crazy if I wasn't spending a ridiculous amount of money on my wife for her birthday this weekend. But I'm like, what do I buy?
My problem with DC right now, it's like I'm already spending too much on comics. Are you really going to make me do twice a month now on some of these series?
Yeah.
It's like,
they trick you. They're like, oh, bi-weekly comics, and they're only $2.99. Yeah, but I'm paying twice as much, or I'm doing it twice now a month.
Yeah.
So I'm actually paying $1 more. But thanks, DC.
Thanks, DC. Wah, wah. Sorry
Secret
to
of
do
the
that.
I don't have to pay for comics.
Bastard.
Anyways, but yeah, I just loved everything that DC has been doing, and it's once again when I get the package in the mail, I'm giddy. I'm like, ooh, like what do we get to read this week? So,
hey, have you gotten the new Harley Quinn book?
Which one? Yeah, I do. I have them both.
The Harley Quinn, the Rebirth.
Yep, one came out today too, or comes out tomorrow.
You got to loan it to me. I want to read it.
Wednesday. Yeah.
I
will
me
say
some Harleys.
the new Suicide Squad is what the movie should have done, and they do it in 30 pages, and it's way better.
Okay, gotcha. All right, then I want to check that one out too.
I believe it.
Iggy, what are you reading, man? What are you reading on are you reading the DCs?
I'm honestly, and this is gonna be, I don't know. Years ago it might have been a controversial statement, but now it's not. I am not. I have nothing from DC or Marvel on a pull list anymore.
Wow.
Every once in a while, I'll grab a graphic novel from them, but majority of it, between Project Nerd and Project Nerd Publishing, attend at least one convention a month.
It's such a hipster.
Yeah, I know, right? Hold on. Let me push my glasses up here. But anyways, so it's the thing is where I'm like, I'm out at a convention asking other people to support my independent creations. So I kind of want to do that same there as well. So I've been putting my money a lot more to some independent stuff, kind of supporting in that direction. And to be honest, it's as hipster as it does sound, I feel like, man, the great writing right now is going to be, if you're going to not go completely indie, I mean, you can look at some of the stuff that Dark Horse is putting out right now. Valiant really, I think with Faith is a really cool concept there to do something so non-traditional but stick with the superhero. But just a lot of, stuff with those publishers. And mainly, too, as you bragged about the DC thing, too, I we get those publishers on a screener list, so we can so I get them for free to talk about. So it helps as well. But I think it's really hard because the things that I would want to collect in DC, like I said, it's so hard to keep up with. And gosh, man, I don't even remember how many years ago now. I think when I finally fell off the train was with Blackest Night, when I'm just like, I can't even keep up with all this at this point. I'm like, I am so lost with trying to buy the side issues, all this stuff, and I'm just
Bringing
like,
it all back.
right? and then exactly, and then it's like 2 years later, now it's Blackest Night, right? So it's like, so slightly darker black tactical neck. So,
I was gonna say something bad. I'm sorry. The bigger, blacker night. Okay.
No, there you go. Right. So it's really, to me, it's just been more difficult with it, and I'll grab the trade every once in a while. But I think, like I said, trying to grab some of those indie things has been fun, and I think there's just some great writers that are out there that aren't in the big scene, I guess, and have a really good, just a really good story to tell, and just need to find that audience.
Yeah, Aftershock's been doing some great stuff. They're like brand new, and Heavy Metal's also been putting out some really cool stuff. In fact, Will, our friend Donnie Katz, is over there doing Paybacks 2.
Ooh.
Heavy Metal, which is a great indie superhero book.
Excellent. I love it, man.
Very familiar with that. That's for sure.
I love it. I love comics.
Will, what are you reading? Anything good?
No, I read some boring mainstream stuff. I read Darth Vader #24.
Yeah, I will give Marvel's doing a pretty good job with some of their Star Wars stuff. They are doing a good job there.
Yes, I'm definitely my Darth Vader is I will say it's my favorite Marvel book right now, and I'm kind of sad that I've only got one more issue before it goes bye-bye.
I'm happy because I'm like, fuck, that's one less fucking thing I have to buy.
Did you read it this week, Casey?
Wait, last week? Was there a new one last week? I missed it. Damn it.
Well, I won't spoil it for you. There's some cool flashback scenes in this one. I mean, you can tell from the cover it has Padme in the corner of the cover, Darth Vader. You read the last one where he finally had the big climactic meeting with Silo, and fucking, in true Imperial Order 66 fashion, Silo had a kill switch that controlled Vader's cybernetics that supposedly rendered him, useless. But as those things go, and Vader being a badass with the power of the Force, kind of
true statement.
Did away with that little advantage. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. Good. The flashback scenes were cool though, because I mean, there's a lot of Vader, Anakin, exchanges in there, and you really see the how deep that whole concept that Vader has, basically said that's not even really him. That was somebody he killed, in order to become who he is now. You can kind of see how deep that goes in these flashbacks. So it was a very cool book, and the art in those flashback scenes was ridiculously amazing. So
what's weird?
Definitely,
I know about this.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jedi aren't technically allowed to have sex, right?
Sure.
But all of them are they're all pristine human beings, they're flawless. But Sith are allowed to have sex, but usually they're cybernetic monsters who can't. Think about it.
So what you're basically saying is that sex leads you down the dark side and destroys your body.
Yep.
Worse than drugs.
George Lucas was a religious zealot, everybody.
There you go.
That's exactly what he's saying.
But here's the question: Do they say Jedis aren't allowed to fall in love or to have a romantic relationship? Do they actually say they can't?
I agree with that.
Right? Did they?
They're forbidden from attachment, is what it is.
Right. So I mean, if you just hit the club for a night and then they sneak out at 4 a.m.
I ain't attached, bitch. I didn't even get her name.
I forgot to tell you, lady. I'm a Jedi. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't get her name. She just wanted to see my lightsaber. Oh.
Right. Yoda has so many fucking baby mamas out there.
You're right.
That guy's been around for thousands of years.
Yep. What do you think? What do you think? He sat bored in that little room meditating for 1,000 years? I don't think so. Nice try. Walsh, what'd you read this week, man?
We don't have time, so I'll go quick. I had to wait for my card.
Give me a couple.
I had to wait for my car to get fixed, so I had a lot of free time.
All right.
I read Birds of Prey Rebirth #1,
Yeah,
so it's
yes.
like the prequel issue to the issue that's out this week. It's okay. It's just like basically like their origin story. They're looking for Oracle, but
Mhm.
Barbara Gordon's on the team as Batgirl, so I guess it's a new Oracle. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns. What is this, #1? I really like it. It's basically the Sinestro. Since the Green Lantern just appeared, Sinestro basically took over as like the police force of the universe, and he's kind of like a ruthless badass about it. And Hal Jordan doesn't know where all the Green Lanterns were, and then they all suddenly reappeared, and that's pretty much where we're at. So if you like space stuff, Green Lantern, always good. By the same guy that writes Exo Man of War. So there's your Valiant cooking connection, right? There you go.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Venditti, right? It's Venditti. I think so. He does one of the Green Lantern books. Detective Comics, number 937. I always like how comic books can just fucking number whatever they want. Let's go back to the old numbering so we can sell you an issue 1,000 for $20 when it comes out.
Yep.
Anyways, a really cool Batman story. I really like Detective Comics now. It's basically like the Bat family. So Batman's basically training like a team of Bat people.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically what happened was like the military was like, well, Batman's so good at his fucking job. Let's just steal all his tech and all his fucking ideas and let's apply it to the military.
Oh.
So they do that and it's fucking works. So basically Batman has to take down like military Batman. It's fucking cool.
Damn.
I like it a lot. It's better than I think it's better than the regular Batman by Tom King.
No. No.
I know. It's not Tom King's fault. The problem is when you're coming in as a new man on Batman,
Yeah.
the main lead book, like you have to come in with a hot like new story. And I just don't think like his Gotham characters and like having Batman fight like these Supermen and like what he's doing with it, I just don't think works. And the issue comes out next week that is another issue that I already read, and it doesn't work.
Gotcha.
But I didn't feel like it worked. We will see what Mark says, who reviews Batman for us, but something tells me he will agree.
Gotcha.
Wonder Woman by Greg Rucka has been tremendous. I really, despite the cover controversies it's had, I really like it a lot. I really love it a lot.
What's the deal with the covers?
Fuck. I don't know. Someone was doing covers. I forget his name now. I don't remember. Maybe Iggy knows. Was it Chow?
No, was it John Cho, right?
John Cho. There you go.
Yeah.
John Cho was doing covers. Variant covers.
Get that ass out there.
Yeah. He was. And Greg. Like, apparently, he left the book because he felt that Greg Pak was censoring his covers. And no comment was ever issued from Pak. So.
Interesting.
Well,
Yeah, there was like a big like I'm with Cho thing or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Who cares? Like they were variant covers that 5 people saw.
I bought all 5 of them.
I know. It's people get so weird about the variant thing. It's like no one's gonna see these. Like I don't know why you're getting all fucking huffy about it, but whatever.
It's 30 years plus old. Like you make a sexy variant so you can sell it to the teenage boys and get them in the series, right? That's what you do.
Yeah. And, I did have to mention this when I'm looking at issue number 4, but with Wonder Woman's doing this weird thing where it's like alternating story arcs between issues.
Mm-hmm.
So like the evens are Wonder Woman Year 1 basically story.
Okay.
And the odds are like current time.
Okay.
So in the odd storyline, she's trying to get back to Themyscira, because as you know the story, once she leaves, she can never go back. And then the evens is like basically her becoming. I was for a second because I'm dumb though. So don't blame yourself.
I wonder how they're gonna put that in a trade.
Stop it.
They're gonna have to separate it because that would not read very well.
Yeah.
But it doesn't read very well as single issues either, so very confusing.
Okay.
It's hard enough keeping up. I guess it's because it's bi-weekly. I guess it's why Pac did it. Maybe because he's still technically getting. Well, actually, it's actually not a bad idea. He's actually getting 2 stories out per month, if you think about it. Where he's normally getting 1 story that would just be 2 issues. I don't know.
Yeah.
Pad in that portfolio.
Yeah. Like he needs it. The Flash has been okay. It's more Flash stuff. If you like the Flash, then you probably like it. It's just like whenever the Flash is so powerful, he's like Superman. It's like whenever the only time you could put other people against him if they're Flash power-esque. So it's always like Flash versus X Speedster, and that's what it's like another Flash versus Speedster. But now everyone has Speedster powers. Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's okay.
Yeah.
A book I love to death, and I can't wait for his origin story because of course with the movie coming out, he's gonna do his origin. But Jason Aaron's Doctor Strange, the Final Days of Magic story arc just ended. I really liked it. Basically, what happened was this like otherworldly being was like, I fucking hate magic, and he like went from planet to planet, just like wiping it out, or dimension to dimension, wiping it out of all their magic. And of course, he comes a Marvel dimension, whatever you call it. They're calling it now. It's not the 616 anymore. And he shows up and he's like destroys all the magic but a few artifacts and a few people, and then Doctor Strange does his Doctor Strangeness and stops them. But it's really cool. I liked it, and I think Jason Aaron handles Doctor Strange really well, and the artist Pachalo is fantastic, and I love his layouts, and it's very, very, very cool. If you are excited about the movie, I really highly recommend picking up Doctor Strange, especially next month's issue, which will start, like I said, Jason Aaron's like origin story. That's it. That's all I have.
Awesome, man.
Oh, and I've been playing way too much of fucking No Man's Sky. And I have to tell you right now, Will, because if I disappear for a month and like don't like come on podcasts anymore, or I'm like just gone, you can't reach me, I probably am like on a No Man's Sky like heroin drip, and you probably need to come like knock down my door and
feed my
kid and daughter.
Am I gonna do a friend intervention? I'm just gonna find you like stuck to a couch with a controller in your hand, like.
I've never had so much fun not doing anything in my entire life. Like, can't describe that game any other way, because it's just so weird, but it's fun as fuck.
Alright, well, I keep hearing about this No Man's Sky, so it must be good.
Are you playing No Man's Sky, Iggy?
No, I'm on the same boat. Embarrassingly enough, you're supposed to know this stuff doing, podcasts and things like this, you guys know, right? And all of a sudden people just start talking about it this past week, and I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? Like, I didn't even know about it. And then, now I'm familiar with it because, like, my Facebook friends feed is, like, gone. You want to talk about how to, like you said, on a month binge, like, nobody's online anymore because they're all playing this game. And it's funny, they're making comments like, yeah, I hate shopping, and I normally just grab something right away, but it took me, like, 3 days to pick out my ship or stuff like that. And it's like, what are you people
like, I'm gonna just go on a jaunt to it because it's so weird. It's so fucking weird. Like, I can't describe. Like, I think I understand why kids like Minecraft. Like, I understand. I think I fucking get it now. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like, imagine Minecraft with a million different like reset points. Like every time you go to a different planet, it's like, oh, here's a new fucking place, and here's all this new like stuff I can discover. And I can name all these animals. I can fucking call them whatever I want, and it says my name like under. It's basically me going on and pissing on everything I want to fucking piss on. And fucking no one can do anything about it, and I love it.
I feel like we're getting closer and closer to Ready Player One being reality here. That's
like, I'm telling you, like, put VR in this thing, and people are gonna die.
Right?
People are gonna stop eating. Like, forget about it, because it's like I said, there's no goal, there's no like story, or there is kind of, but there's no there's no mission. It doesn't say like, hey, go here and talk to this guy and do this. There's nothing. There's none of that shit. It just fucking drops you and it's like, go. And you go. And
that's all you do is just go?
Just go. And you like collect like materials and you like build like crazy stuff. And then you go further and you just keep doing it. And now I just finally, I get to a point where it's like, all right, I have to like set a goal for myself. Otherwise I'm just going to keep fucking doing nothing.
Yeah.
So now I'm just becoming like a fucking like merchant. And I'm just going around like collecting shit and selling it and trying to make money so I can buy new shit. I don't know. It's fucking weird. And I don't know how much longer I can keep it up, but as soon as we get off this podcast, that's what I'm gonna go do until fucking midnight tonight. Just fucking go fucking explore planets with nothing on them. It's fucking weird.
You go, Casey Walsh.
Like,
you go
I went in the
your
water.
wares.
Like, Iggy, you'll understand this. I went in the water because you play video games, I'm sure. I went in the water. There's like, it's like this curiosity. It's like, how far did they take this fucking game, right? How far could they? Like, there's a quadrillion, literally there's 10 quadrillion planets. Like, 10 quadrillion
Wow,
different places
wow.
you can go to,
Wow, wow,
and
wow.
each planet is different. Like they're all
Okay.
like it has different life, different vegetation. They're all
Sure.
different. Okay. So like I go to one planet, it's an ocean. I'm like, okay, well there's no way they like populated it with like fish and like ocean. Like there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Go ocean. Okay, I'm walking around 10 minutes. I walked around the bottom of the ocean for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, see, there's okay. This game doesn't have fish. All right, at least they had some limitations. And bam, a giant school of like fish comes like swimming by. Like, oh my fucking god, they have fucking fish.
There's fish everywhere.
And like it's like this like moment of like holy shit. Like
Yeah.
so that means there's a planet out there with bigger fish.
Oh,
Th-
man.
These fish. You know what I mean? It's like it's
Now
shit
you
like
have
that.
to find it.
I
You
know,
have to
that's what I'm
find.
saying. It's like I don't know. It's crazy. It's not a game in a traditional sense, I guess. Because like I said, there's
Yeah.
no point to it. That you can get to the center of a universe and then you're done, but then you're really not done because you just go keep doing.
Are you?
whatever.
Yeah.
Go
Are
ahead.
you guys familiar with Ernest Cline's Ready Player One?
I've heard the book and I've heard the concept, but I haven't.
Okay,
read it.
and I think Spielberg's doing the movie. I can't.
Yeah.
Do you remember what the virtual reality is called?
Oasis.
The Oasis. Okay, so the whole concept is this basically somebody from our generation
Yeah.
created what this sounds like and named it the Oasis, and just over time it becomes more and it becomes bigger and then it becomes a virtual reality thing and all this stuff, and people just start spending their entire life in that, and they go to school in there, they go from planet to planet, they do all this kind of stuff, and that's
Wow.
their reality.
This
and-
is the beginning. This is
Yeah, that's
fucking
why it's sounding more and
Skynet.
more like this is actually happening.
It's fucking
and-
Skynet. Like it's scary.
It's crazy.
Listen,
If you don't like to read books, Spielberg's working on the movie, so just gotta wait a couple
Yeah.
years.
That's why I read comic
And,
books.
and in real life, your body's just like festering away in your living room.
That's basically what it is. Like
Bill-
people are living in slums and eating rations and like doing nothing, and then they just go spend their entire life like hanging out with people they've never really met the entire time, and it follows the story of like this kid who's really poor, so he has limitations on traveling from world to world. But it's the same concept. Like he only can upgrade your ship so much. Like you have to have currency there, and it's just the more and more I hear about this game, the more and more like I'm like, oh my goodness. Somebody Klein like it's a prophetic book right there. It's like
Yeah, well, there's no multiplayer yet, which is like the one thing that this game is missing. And like, it's kind of crazy too because technically the chances of you ever seeing a person are fucking a bajillion to one because we have 13 or 10 quadrillion some unnumber of like planets on it. Like how like what are the chances? But yeah, like if they do ever add multiplayer and you can like meet up and go fucking travel together, then yeah, add VR and fucking people will
It's
die.
over. It's over.
God.
Death will happen.
That's actually the first time I heard about the game was a news article about two guys being on the same planet and whether they couldn't see each other or not. And they're like, they basically painted that same concept. They're like, the chances of you being on the same planet as somebody else in the same area, slim, and it was like, what is this thing? And then everybody's like yeah, like you said, they're just lost hours.
What?
Like, where have you been for the past 4 days? Playing.
No one knows.
Okay.
Still, no one knows what it is. Like people have gone to the center and you can do all that and they've completed it or whatever. But there's things that are still like question marks. Like, for example, there's like these passes that you have to get, and there's 3 levels. There's 1, 2, and 3. There's only 2 people that have gotten up to level 2 pass that anyone even knows about. Only 2 people. And there's only 1 person who has a level 3 pass. And both people are like, yeah, I just walked into a place and it just randomly showed up. And they're like, fuck, like, how do you get that? Like, like, there's like, it's just weird shit. And like, I guess someone was digging through the code and found a bunch of hidden stuff, like in there. Like they like hit a bunch of Half-Life like logos. So like, who knows what's out there? Like, it's just this weird like discovery thing. I hope it like spawns these weird stories for like months and months.
My gosh, I cannot tell you how much the book, like seriously, Ready Player One, like I feel like it is happening.
Okay, Casey, I'm giving you like a 2-day max. If you just go off grid for 2 days, and I don't see any posts from me, I'm going to your house. Damn it! All right, drag me out of there.
Probably like I said. I'm itching to get off here and like go and pull a bowl of cereal and just fucking get lost for fucking hours.
Yes. Well, buddy, we want you to be able to do that. So we say we wrap it up tonight, guys. Iggy, final thought at the end of the show. You've got a minute to plug whatever you'd like or say whatever you'd like. Talk about what you're doing in No Man's Sky or whatever.
I haven't gotten the game yet, unfortunately. The one thing I
Yes.
want, it was on your list, and so I'll do that as my final thought.
Yeah.
Was Whedon possibly doing a Supergirl Flash musical, right? Or was it
Musical!
please. That's all. That's my final thought. Is please
Yes,
make
yes.
this a real thing. Also, I saw online. I haven't been able to watch it yet, but I saw online somebody created a fan trailer for an animated Firefly series. So sticking with Whedon there, I need to check that out. And
Yes.
just another plead for please, so. Other than that,
What's that guy doing? He kind of disappeared after Age of Ultron, didn't he? He was like, oh, this movie is not getting the reception I thought it was going to get. I'm going to go hide for a little while.
he said he'd do what? He said he'd do the Black Widow movie if somebody asked him.
Yes.
But, I mean, I'm all up for watching another Scarlett Johansson movie, but that's just me, so I don't know. And me and probably about a million other guys, but I don't know. So, I guess that's my final thought. That I took away a lot of valuable things today, especially on some of the comics that maybe I do need to go pick up some titles there.
Good stuff, man. Buddy, once again, give us your Twitters and your website.
Yeah, pnpublishing.com will get you everywhere you need to go for our publishing brand. I did mention projectnerd.com was our main hub, and I think after nearly 5 years we are shutting down the blog part, but many of the other aspects of the business will be continuing on, so you can always find more details there. But publishing is the dream, and the one thing I'll say to anybody is just go out there and make a comic. That's the great thing about this day and age is you can go out there and make a comic. You can make a movie with a cell phone. You can do it. So all these people that want to create, just go out there and create something. Just make it. Even if you think somebody else made the idea, right, Casey?
Yes.
Even if somebody else might have already done it. That's what I was.
Yeah. Yes.
Guarantee someone's done it.
Thank you, man, for being on. We really appreciated having you on. You're awesome. And,
well, thank you guys.
Best of luck with the publishing and all the amazing books you guys are putting out.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you having me. You guys have been great.
Thank you, man. Mr. Walsh, what do you got for your final thought tonight, sir?
Well, look for my comic coming out from P&P Publishing, Super Baby. Should be out next year. So we'll work on the detail on that.
You're gonna have to work on that title. So.
Yeah, the title needs work too. Maybe I like Pillar. What do you think about that?
Yes.
So I don't know what we got. We have an exclusive preview of Legends of Tomorrow #6 up at the site now, so go check that out. Always fun when we get to have those.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's stuff going on. We have a review for Sausage Party. Apparently that's pretty good. I'm gonna go check that out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nothing's exciting happening. No conventions for a while, thank God. I have an article in Cosplay Culture magazine coming out in October, I think.
Yes.
They're weird about their schedule, so look for that in your local, wherever magazines are sold. I don't know where those are sold. Or you can get it on digital app as well. It will be my cosplay coverage, including pictures. Yes, I'm a published photographer now as well.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, shit. I'm going to put that on the card.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, I'm a published.
You know what's funny? This is funny. I haven't asked my brother yet. Because my brother is like an art major and works as a photographer for like the local branch of whatever they're calling iHeartRadio or whatever. He works for them. He's like a photographer.
Okay.
I don't think he's been published professionally. So as soon as this magazine comes out, I'm gonna go fucking rub it in his fat face.
Oh, that's a great Christmas present for him.
Is it? Hey, look at a person who went to photography school for 6 years. I went to a convention and drank a lot and took a few pictures, and they fucking paid me for it, you asshole. So here you go.
How do you like me now? Woohoo! Merry Christmas, bro.
So that's gonna be exciting for me. That's a highlight of my year. So check that out when it hits stores and help me out because I always feel like they get a little boost when I get to write in there because I promote the shit out of it for them. And I buy 5 copies myself, so.
Okay, cool.
I know that helps.
Yes.
That's all I have. Go to @GWW.com for the latest and at GWW Capes Crew for all the podcasting news and reviews and all that jazz.
Beautiful stuff, sir. Yes.
What do you got?
Yes.
Where can we find you?
You can find me on the Twitter sphere at Dark Sparrow. I don't really have a final thought this week. I'm just gonna say.
Will will be featured in the article in Cosplay Culture magazine. There's a quote for him that I wrote because he's my friend and it was easy, so that's why.
I have a published quote. Yeah.
And then when I had it, I was like, oh, I don't like this very much. So I called up Will and I was like, Will, give me a quote about Comic-Con. You're a cosplayer.
Quote stuff. Say things. Yes. Very exciting. I'm excited. But my final thought. Christina Hendricks is hot. That's good enough final thought. It's good enough final thought to close it off.
Einstein. Again.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Yes. Guys, as always, keep checking us out on Twitter at GWW Capes Crew. You can find me at Dart Sparrow. It's been a blast tonight. We look forward to seeing you back again next week. Thank you, and as always, myself, Mr. Walsh, and for our awesome guest, Iggy, we'll catch you on everybody's favorite side, the geek side.